Apparently my mic was muted and I was muted in OBS. Hi, guys. Okay, let's get ourselves logged in. How's everybody doing? All right. Oh, I think I logged out. I was doing some stuff off stream. So I may have done some stuff that's a bit immersion broken, but don't worry about it. You won't see it. But yeah, hi guys, what's up? I hope you're all doing well. Oh, I almost forgot. First of all, let me make sure I actually do my social media posts, because I finished the stream on Sunday and then tabbed into Blue Sky and realized I never actually posted my going live posts. So, ha ha. Let me just... All right. There we go. And now we have a proper graphic. Oh, I need to update it. Hang on. That's not correct. That should say 4 out of 53. Whoops, not 42. 4 out of 53 miles. Remember, guys, for every mile, or for every sub I get while I'm playing Endwalker, I will walk a mile. And right now, I may have to update it because I realized I'm basing this off of my stream summaries, which means it may not be picking up my any recurring subs that aren't happening during stream. So that number might jump up regardless of if I get subs tonight. But yeah, every mile I get, whether it's reoccurring or a brand new one, I'm walking a mile. Also, we officially have the poll, or the poll officially concluded in the Discord. If I'm at 100 subs at the end of July, we're playing Repo. So yeah. Anyway, let's head over. Oh, right, we're doing side quests first. So let's head over to where all these side quests are. Oh, here we go. But yeah, I hope you guys like the little on-stream graphic I put together. Oh yeah, also, the benefit of playing this on stream and therefore not zerging through MSQ is I have time when I'm not doing MSQ where I can do fun things like get the mount speed stuff in the areas that I have access to. Right, Stormblood was the last expansion where we got 2 mount speeds. So is the mount speed that I've never actually tested this. Is the mount speed that we get from Fates in Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and Dawn Trail, is that the same as the second mount speed that we would normally get from doing hunts? Or not normally, but like the speed that we got from doing hunts in A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, and Stormblood? Or is it the one that we would have gotten from doing MSQ? Did they just drop the 2 tiers of mount speed because they realized, oh, what's the point when everybody's going to go for that second tier anyway? Okay. Right. So, let's pick up all of these side quests. Emaniet reeks or seeks a brave soul for a dangerous task. If I'm not mistaken, you have the steely eyes of an adventurer, one who looks death in the eye and does not flinch. Yeah, weird that you don't question the fact that I'm down here. It just so happens that I require a sample of rare earth, but it can only be found in a location rife with vicious plants and gods know what else. I would give you a hefty sack of coin if you could retrieve it for me. If you are willing, pray make your way to the Frogophile's seat and gather for me 3 samples of brown mud. The darker the better, I say. I suggest sharpening your weapons beforehand, but I won't tell you how to do your job. Yeah, hang on, let me just sharpen my book. Really make sure I give those monsters paper cuts. Oh, I know what quest this is. Okay. I kind of want to save that one for last. Because the rest of these are one-offs. This one's going to be a chain. Madam, I say. Madam, you seem to be in a bit of a bind. And I seem to be in a bit of a bind. And I was wondering... Wait, this is a child. Madam, I say. Madam. I seem to be in a bit of a bind, and I was wondering if you might lend your aid to remedy the plight of a struggling student. Oh, of course. Introductions. I am Parbliwa from the Studium, where my research involves the finer points of bacteria and fungi. I'm here to harvest mushrooms from Labyrinthos for my experiments, but I'm afraid I may be in over my head. You see, the mushrooms are located in the 33rd facet, but that shaft is positively swarming with things I can scarce stand to look at, let alone face in combat. It isn't uncommon for members of the Studium to request help from the more martially inclined, and so here I am before you. Will you procure the mushrooms for me? I would be forever in your debt. Oh, thank you, good madam. Well then, the sample number for my plot is 316. The mushrooms stand out among the others, with red caps and a distinctive triangle shape. Just in case, however, I do have this illustration. I understand all too well the impulse to become lost gazing at the fungi. Perhaps this will help keep you on track. If you find the sheer variety of mushrooms to be overwhelming, then simply consult the picture and it should put you back on track. Might you have some time to spare for an old researcher, lass? Physical labor doesn't come to me as easily as it once did, and I'm in search for someone a bit more spry to assist me. The task is a simple one, rest assured. You need to only plant these experimental seeds in the nearby fields. You would be compensated for your troubles, of course. No special skills are required of you. If you've planted one seed, you've planted most of them. Well then, I look forward to seeing what you can do. Have I planted seeds before? On this specific character? Maybe? Greetings! You seem eager to give a small portion of your time up in the name of progress. All I require is help with a simple delivery, and rest assured you will receive just recompense. I've been expecting someone from the dairy farm to come pick up this batch of fruit, but I've seen neither hide nor hair of them. I deliver it myself, but my duties have prevented me from stepping even an ilm from these crates. Alright. The fruit is liable to rot if not stored properly, so if it isn't too much trouble, please make haste to the Mitato and deliver them to my colleague there. Okay. First things first, since it's right here. plant. And plant. And over here. Okay, let's turn this in. Slightly flushed, are you? Good. I take it that means you've planted the seeds. You have my thanks, and if all goes to plan, the realms as well. You see, my research involves the production of nutrient-rich plants that can be harvested in greater numbers than we have seen thus far. However, even the most extraordinary crop is useless if they cannot be planted and raised by the common woman. I realize that probably is just based off my gender, but still, excuse me. I've long made ease of use a priority when I develop new seeds, asking everyone from experienced researchers to eager children to plant them in the earth and then comparing results. But of course, I'm sure you've had more than enough long-winded explanations over your journeys to last a lifetime. Take this reward for your contribution and take satisfaction in a job well done. Oh wait, hang on. 505 versus, that's gonna be 510. Also 510. Ooh. You know what? I'm probably fine with continuing to gear up Dark Knight for a little bit. Because the only thing I'm gonna need Scholar for is, role quests, and those don't unlock for a while. Luca, what are you memeing about? I wonder if he's mad because he didn't get a Chiru tonight. We're out. Ooh, hang on. Let me check. Do something real quick. What? Is the couch too full for you to jump up on it, Luca? Is that what the problem is? Or are you just being a big baby? Are you just being a baby? Are you my baby? Oh, this cat. Anyway. We're out of churros. But it's not like he didn't still get a treat after I gave him his medication today. It was just dehydrated chicken instead. Oh, right. I should switch back to Summoner. But yeah, we're doing side quests on Summoner for now. And I've been using Dark Knight for the Fates to unlock mount speed and stuff off stream. So right now everybody's at like at least level 81 as far as the jobs that like we're really focusing on leveling right now. Here we go. Oh, hello. Was there something you needed? A sack containing fruit grown at Mariel Agronomics. The smell emanating from it defies definition of its contents. Huh. What? Oh, what specimens? So plump and fragrant. Fragrant. You said you came all the way from Mariel Agronomics? Thank you for making the trek. It would have been a shame to see these go to waste. Sometimes the cattle here are so temperamental that I quite forget my other obligations. Ruba must be cross with me. This isn't the first time I've accidentally shirked my appointments with him. I must give him something by way of apology. Perhaps this golden cheese will do the trick. As you well know, we at the Mitato pride ourselves on our research into the various methods of animal husbandry and fermentation used throughout the realm, and this cheese is our latest masterpiece. Let me guess, is it related to goblins? It came about in no small part thanks to the fruit you just delivered. We feed it to our cattle, and it is the main contributor to the cheese's heavenly fragrance. If it's not too much trouble, could you deliver this wheel to Ruba? I want to try. I like cheese. It's not why I'm called Shizu cheese, but I do in fact really like cheese. I'm gonna grab this map area real quick. Yeah, there we go. Okay, actually, since we're all the way over here, we're gonna now go back to the Archeon so that we can do these other quests. No, I didn't want to get off. Also, like, how much thought was put into this aetherite? I've never liked the idea of teleporting over here and then instantly getting wet feet. That seems so uncomfortable. Make sure I'm up here. Okay. Oh, there's a sightseeing log here. All right. First of all, mud. Do you promise this is actually mud? Because the last time I was told to gather dark mud, it wasn't mud. I don't think. The Trogophile Steep. This cavern serves as a breeding ground for certain subterranean species deemed vital to ongoing research efforts, including a study into creating fertilizer from the subject's phosphorus-rich excrement. I knew it! Welcome to this expansion's obligatory Make the Warrior of Light pick up shit quest, everybody. Troglofauna reproduction is, however, an inexact science, routinely resulting in excessive numbers of cave-dwelling offspring spilling out into the nearby habitats. Every expansion. Oh, why did you just freeze? Oh, there we go. Oh. Okay, hang on. Let me, first of all... Oh, wait. River's already out. I just gotta get out my... Oh, no, wait, we're good. We're safe. Probably good that I have my carbuncle with me anyway. There we go. Gather brown mud, they say. Don't worry, Shizune. It's definitely mud this time, they say. We promise, they say. Oh, that's a cute little mushroom. Oh, I think I remember how this quest works now. I think there's going to be a couple different colored mushrooms down there. I wonder what happens if I try to pick up the wrong one. You know, just for myself. snap myself a little treat, see what happens if I eat it later. Yeah, okay. So if I pick up orange mushroom, what happens? These don't appear to be the correct mushrooms, although they do have a certain charm. I see. No, that's a red mushroom. I want to find other mushrooms first. What are my options? Oh, I see. There's different red mushrooms and the orange mushroom. And that's probably the right... Oh, yeah, that's the right one right there. Okay, I see. Black mushroom? What? Is it like... Those don't appear to be the correct mushrooms, although they do have a certain charm. Oh, it's just gonna say the same thing no matter what. Alright. If it's not gonna give me, like, unique dialogue for each different kind of mushroom, of like, hey, this looks yummy, or this one's cute, or this one looks like it might kill you if you try to eat it. Don't do that. Then, what even is the point? These mushrooms match the illustration in your hands. Your long search is over. Hooray! Okay. Turn these in and do the cute little adorable side quest. I did, in fact, save the best for last. You've returned! Am I surprised? No, of course not. I had the utmost faith in your abilities. Well, did you bring the samples? Alright, what's the description? While the color suggests mud, the odor suggests something else entirely. I fucking knew it. Excellent work. With this, I shall continue my research into the techniques of the Naxian. Skilled fighters and farmers both. Tell me more about Naxia, maybe? I recently acquired texts from their homeland that go into some detail about their agriculture. Did you know that they mix bat droppings into the soil to make it more fertile? Quite ingenious. The land they live in is quite temperate, and it is writ that after 100 summers, the droppings solidify into something resembling stone, further concentrating the nutrients contained within. Of course, the samples you've provided me today are far too ripe to be of much use on their own. However, what is the purpose of research if not to free us from the bonds of the natural world? What's that? Of course, I'm sure I said droppings Of course, I'm sure I said the droppings resemble mud, didn't I? Regardless, I aim to speed up the ripening process, creating in days what takes nature centuries to accomplish. If I succeed, farmers across the realm will rejoice, and they will have you to thank for it. Yeah? Does that mean you're going to give me credit? Well, I can see by the dirt on your boots that you did some manner of digging. Were you able to find my sample? Yeah, here you go. So long as the illustration was accurate, this must be sample 316. Or close enough, at any rate. Ah, yes! These match my illustration exactly. Think the 12 that the brave of heart still walk this realm. Do you have an interest in fungi yourself? These were developed from the spores of the elf stool, which can only be found in the Arum Vale. A rare mushroom, but these are superior in every way. For one, they are much less inclined to kill you. A vast improvement by any measure of the word. Of course, I've had my failures, but the less said about those, the better. What matters is now, and the revolution sample 316 is sure to herald. Yeah, you're on 316. I'd say you had just a few failures. All right. Turn this in. And then we get to do a side quest that is very great. No fruit, I see. I trust you delivered it without incident. You didn't eat it, did you? A wheel of lustering cheese. The smell emanating from it defies definition of its ingredients. I mean, milk, I hope. This is golden cheese. The legends say only the masters of Whirlit knew the secret of its creation. I never thought I'd lay my eyes on a single slice, let alone a whole wheel. If I receive one of these each time Sibyllane forgets her obligations, then she can be as absent-minded as she pleases. What does it taste like, I wonder? Will it live up to the tall tales? Oh, my apologies. I do tend to get carried away when it comes to cheese. Any road, thank you for your assistance. And take this for your time. I would share this cheese with you, but... No, please, share the cheese! I want cheese! I mean, you gave me reunion cheese, I guess, but I'm guessing that's named for... Yeah, a washed rind cheese made possible by the fortuitous meeting of a step cheesemaker and an itinerant winemaker. It possesses a creamy texture and nutty flavor, though one would be forgiven for being skeptical, given the smell. Alright. In that case... Let me just deal with a little something. There we go. Alrighty. Now, to talk to the distracted archivist. Why are you distracted? Whoop. Eek! The distracted archivist seems troubled. Oh, dearie me. Hi, can I help you? My sweetest shaggles, or one of the Archeon's precious samples has fled. Oh? You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? My apologies. I'm Noelitia, an archivist. The Archeon is home to various samples collected from all across the star, and one such specimen has escaped. A young troll, to be specific. Oh, I hope he hasn't been set upon by the local predators. Listen, I promise to compensate you, so could you please help me retrieve the specimen? Sure. My thanks. I will continue my search of this area. I'd like you to check the 33rd facet. Once you've had a comprehensive look about, please meet me at the Archeon to report your findings. Okay. So we go in here. And we have a little look around. Hello? You see no trolls, great or small. Perhaps a bit further in. Alright. The errant troll is nowhere to be seen. Noelitia may have had better luck. Ruh-roh. No. I got this quest confused with a different one. I was about to be like, oh, this is why I misremembered this quest, such and such quests being up here. But that was a different quest. That you don't unlock until, like, level 58. So, Alright. But anyway, I see. I was unable to find the specimen either. However, I did meet someone who claimed to have seen it in Mornvale. Or in Mornvale Forest. Let us head there and see if we can track it down. Yes, there can be no doubt. These are Shaggle's footprints. Yeah? Where? I've uncovered the specimen's trail. It should be close. If you find it under threat from the local fauna, you may dispatch its assailants. Really? That won't impact the local ecosystem? Oh no, he's baby! Look outside! Is he actually being threatened? These are also trolls! Why are we attacking trolls to protect a little baby troll? Hello! Hi, little guy. Can you be my friend? Hello? Oh, I'm so glad you're unharmed. You're all safe now. Come on, let's go home, sweetie. Grr, Lens buffoon. Grr. Huh? The Archeon is under threat. I must do something. Grr. You can talk? Grr. You can understand me? Yeah. Wait, are you able to communicate with him? Can you not? Incredible! I've never met someone with such a skill before. This bundle of joy was born in Labyrinthos. However, he was abandoned by his mother and in quite the state by the time we found him. He possesses remarkable intelligence for one of his kind. We've elected to use him as part of a study into the effects of growing up in an artificial environment. I had seen him making gestures that indicated he'd been reading the tomes here, but I thought he was just copying those around him. To think he actually understands speech. Though I do wonder exactly why you are able to understand him and I am not. I have this thing called the Echo. I'm sort of special. I'm kind of a big deal. Really? Oh, what I wouldn't give to understand him too. Grr, you possess the Echo, don't you? I find it difficult to grr the way your kind do, but I suppose it makes sense that you understand my general sentiments. I happened to learn of said power from the tomes in the Archeon. Honestly, that buffoon over there is surrounded by a sea of knowledge, and he makes no effort to engage with it. Grr! He says you're great. At any rate, I'm glad to finally have someone to talk to. As I was saying earlier, the Archeon is in grave danger. Some girl's gleaner managed to bring wormwoods in with them during a visit. If we leave them be, they're bound to cause some irreparable damage to the materials at the facility. I tried my best to tell that buffoon, but it was no use. That's why I took a chance and went in search of some of my own kind to see if they would help. But you saw how that turned out. Well, what is he saying? Archeon in trouble. Oh, dearie me. Girlless, Gleaner. Still, it was most courageous of him to try and solve the issue on his own. Now that we're aware of it, we need to sort out this pest problem at once. Would you mind helping out a little longer? You're the only one who can understand him, after all, and he seems moms ahead of us with regard to the situation at hand. I guess. I will also take that ether current. Thank you very much. Yeah. So how am I on ether currents? It'd help if I was looking at the right expansion. Okay. Oh, wait, have I only found... No, wait, yellow is quests. Green is the 4 that are out in the field. Okay, we're good. The other 2 are probably down south. Now that he's being understood at last, Shaggles is full of vim and vigor. Allow me to explain a few things first. Staff at the Archeon regularly use alchemic pesticides to keep the place free of harmful gurs. Harmful gurs! Unfortunately, the woodworm I found seemed to be entirely resistant to the type of pesticide employed at the facility. I skimmed a few tomes, including the new Eorzean Geographic, but I couldn't manage to identify the Vilekin in the Archeon. I'm guessing it must be a new species. Grr. We won't get very far if we know nothing about the enemy, so I went ahead and captured one of the woodworms. We can try showing it to someone who knows more about this sort of thing than I do. He caught a woodworm. I see. In that case, I think we'd best be served by a biologist at Mariel Ergonomics, shall we? I'm assuming that's where he went. Man, they could have at least had there be a... What's it? Chocobo Keep? Yeah, a porter. You know, if the story was gonna make us navigate around like this, I know this is a side quest, but I want a faster way of getting down here. Because I can't fly it. Amazing. The slope is so steep that me jumping caused me to take damage when I landed. Incredible. Unironically, I want more interesting terrain like that. Your troll showed me the woodworm sample, but the best I can do is confirm that I've never seen it before. I'd say our hypothesis that it's an undiscovered species is highly likely. Oh wait, shit, he's who I was supposed to talk to. No! In order to ascertain how best to deal with the insect, we would need to learn about its original habitat. I wanted to talk to Noelle and Shaggles first. Oh. Well, I found it clinging to a veterinarian tool used to make medicine that was recently brought to the Archeon. It was delivered by a Rugadin gleaner. Let's go ask her about it. Well, what are we waiting for then? To the Archeon. To the Archeon. That troll truly speaks to you, doesn't it? Perhaps that woodworm is not the only new species in our midst. Do you not know about the Echo? Now that I think of it, there was a Vilekin race capable of conversing. The Nath, if I'm not mistaken. Though some argue that they're closer to crustaceans. Where? Oh, wait a minute. Down? The lift is unavailable for general use at this time. We apologize for the inconvenience. Come on! I fucked up. They didn't mean this Archeon. They meant the other Archeon. Can I at least maybe jump? Can that be a shortcut that I have? Let's see if there's a way for me up here. Come on. Okay. Please. Please, game. Woody, please. It's right there. And I get they're not gonna let me jump off a cliff in a place where... Oh, wait, maybe I can jump here. Maybe? Yes? No. I get they're not actually gonna let me jump off a cliff in a place where MSQ is blocking me from taking an elevator. But a girl can dream, right? What about here? Can I jump here? No. Fine, I'll take the stupid tunnel. Sigh. All right, and now we have to go all the way over here. At least this isn't... It's a close second, but this isn't quite as bad as trying to navigate the Sea of Clouds before you unlock flying. It's got that going for it. At least it's not a fucking maze the way the Sea of Clouds is. Okay. Now he should be here? Here. That's the gleaner who delivered the tool. Let's ask her where she got it. I wonder if I'll be able to talk to Shaggles someday too. I'd love to know what he thinks of me. You know what, Melly? Sometimes it's best to leave things to the imagination. Sometimes, to quote my favorite TV show, sometimes what we imagine is so much better than the reality. Oh, that? I found that in Thavnir. To be more specific, at the Alchemist's outpost, the Great Work. It was used by the first alchemists, they say, and there are a few tools like it still extant. I spent days arguing my case before its owner agreed to hand it over. Grr. It's all coming together now. The woodworm was probably exposed to so many alchemic concoctions in that settlement that it developed a hardy resistance to substances like the pesticide. Let's waste no time in grrring the biologist about this. I feel like I've seen that little troll in the Archeon. Is it all right for him to be out and about like this? Well, circumstances have required us to set him free for a bit. Closely monitored, of course. Now, where did he go? He went that way. Oh my! We should make for Mariel Ergonomics straight away then. If I didn't know better, I could have sworn that troll was talking to you. I mean, there are a lot of things you clearly don't know better about. Like, maybe don't try to talk people into handing over their important cultural artifacts. Haha. I suppose I should really return Shaggles to the Archeon soon. Oh, ignore me. I'm just thinking out loud. Go on, then. Well, that certainly makes a lot of sense in light of all that's happened thus far. I happen to know that the alchemic pesticide used at the Archeon was created in Thavner, so it's hardly surprising that our woodworm friend has developed a resistance to it. Now how shall we solve this conundrum? No. It was good enough when I thought these were normal woodworms. It may not be the most inventive solution, but what if we were to make an even stronger pesticide? Grr, but how? He said grr, but how? Assuming that's a yes, I'll need you to get your hands on a luncheon toad's poison gland. Or, luncheon toad's poison gland. I'll take care of the rest. I can speak. I know how to read. Oh my, despite their adorable name, those toads are not to be trifled with. I'm sure I'll be fine. Think you're up to it? The buffoon clearly isn't, so I'd say you're our only hope. I take it he skipped right to asking for your assistance. You'll find the toads roaming near Numa, I believe. Do take care now. Okay. So we go and we beat up some giant frogs. And here we go. And now we zippy zap back over to the agronomics. Excuse me. Glad to see you returned safely. You may give the spoils to our friend here directly. No, I don't need to see it. Thank you. Are you sure? Good to have you back. Now hurry up and give that toad's innards to the biologist. Oof, judging by the smell, I think it's safe to assume you've got what I asked for. Allow me to tuck that away before we all pass out from the stench. Filled to the brim with deadly toxin. It smells of it, too. And here you go. Out of smell, out of mind. And now I've got all I need to make one of the most potent pesticides out there. Hold on, just a moment. May we help you? Director! What exactly are you making here, and why does it smell like the inside of a toad? And you, Noelitia, I believe your job requires you bring any missing specimens back to the Archeon, not make them or take them on a tour of the realm. Please, allow me to explain. I see why you feel such drastic action is needed. However, I cannot permit you to release such a potent pesticide inside my Archeon. Your Archeon. It could damage that which is housed within, and there's no telling how it might affect Labyrinthos' environment once the fumes inevitably escape the building. Whilst the pesticide we currently use may be on the weaker side, that is also one of its strengths. It has a negligible impact on the environment. You clearly haven't given your plan much thought. I mean, these things are also going to affect the environment. Fear not. I shall come up with a solution in due course. For now, let us return the specimen to the Archeon. There's little to be gained by allowing a troll to ruminate on such matters, no matter how odd it may be. Give me another chance. I can't sit back and watch those marvelous books be destroyed. Is it addressing me? Yeah. It truly wishes to protect the tomes so strongly? Very well. In light of you having discovered the woodworm issue in the first place, I shall grant you one more chance to present a solution. Should you prove capable of ridding us of the infestation, I promise to cease treating you as a mere specimen. Assuming that you come up with the solution on your own, of course. You are forbidden from consulting the researchers, understood? And we've got an ad. All right. I hope accepting that doesn't put me in a okay, cool. So I am gonna go and grab some food real quick while we're in the middle of an ad break, and I'll be back in a bit. All right, we are back. And let us continue with the saga of the infestation and Shaggles. Oh, I'm so sorry you got dragged into this. It's all my fault for acting so rashly. Shaggles is searching for a solution. Grr. I worry that I won't be able to come up with a way to solve our problem. Let me get and think on my own for a bit. It's all right. You don't need to interpret for me. Even I can tell he's struggling with the weight of this task. You know, creatures like trolls tend to perk up when someone pets them. Why don't you show Shaggles some affection? He might pretend not to like it at first, but trust me, he'll warm up to it soon enough. Hi. All right, let's check that posture. I just hydrated, and now we stretchy stretch. Grr. I can't come up with anything good. I'm just a little creature. Yeah, you are just a little guy, but that's okay. Shaggles is down in the dumps. Perhaps petting him would help cheer him up. Or annoy him. But there, little buddy. What are you doing? I'm not a dog. Honestly, what the grr was that? I'm progressively getting better and better with my grrs as we go. Grr, grr, hee, hee, hee. You know, I actually feel a bit better now. I'm glad. Seems like he's back to his old self. Listen, Shaggles, if anyone can do this, it's you. Grr. I'd normally call him a buffoon and move on, but I'm the grr who nearly destroyed Labyrinthos' ecosystem by unleashing a super-strength pesticide. To be fair, that's not really your fault. It's that biologist we were consulting with. I know I'm forbidden from consulting the researchers, but I can ask you for advice, right? Sure. You must have fought your fair share of foes on your adventures. How do you take down the especially grr ones? I simply end them? I focus on their weaknesses. The woodworms do come from tropical climes, so their weakness would probably be freezing temperatures. Though if we make it too cold in the Archeon, we'd risk exposing the books to frost damage when all the moisture... Hang on, when all the moisture in the air freezes. I like how that's your concern and not how it could also affect the ecosystem here. Wait, the air! Deprive them of the air they need to survive. I bet we could starve the worms of oxygen with the gas emitted when you pour hydraulic acid on limestone. We'll need to evacuate the staff and other living specimens, but it wouldn't damage the tomes or documents. We won't know if it'll work unless we get it to go. Nuali Tia can get the acid, so I just need you to find some limestone. There's more than enough for the taking in the 30 acid. Meet us at the Archeon once you have it. I get the impression you've come up with the solution. Would you mind filling me in? We're gonna try and suffocate these things, preferably without turning Labyrinthos into a vacuum. Brilliant! Though I'd best at least pretend to be looking after Shaggles while I fetch the acid. Please go get that stone in the meantime. Yay, and now I have time to eat my sandwich. Tonight's been going pretty okay. I ran out of churros yesterday, so I had to give Luca dehydrated chicken instead after I gave him his medication, but that seems to have gone well. You might see we now have a little overlay for the Endwalkathon with my progress. I don't know if deprived is the right word. He is still getting just straight up dehydrated chicken. I think the poor boy will be fine. As a matter of fact, I had the bag of chicken like on the floor with me so that I could give it to him right after, and he tried to like stick his face into the bag to get more of the chicken. So yeah, I think he's okay. I think he can at least last long enough for me to just include the churros with our next cat food auto ship. He is a brat. Why do you think I always say he's lucky I love him? He's lucky that he and his sister are my precious babies, who I love. Speaking of a brat who's a precious baby who I love, hi Luca. Gonna give you some scritches? No? In other news, the more time that goes by, the less I can feel his spine when I pet him. So that's exciting. Now, if only his fur would grow back a little faster. Do you not find the 33rd facet to be a bit scary? I'm terrible with gloomy places like that. Everyone's out, and we've got the acid as promised. Did you keep your end of the bargain? Run-of-the-mill limestone that will nevertheless produce the desired chemical reaction. Many gars! I'll be right back. I filled the test room with gas. Now we only need wait and see what happens. He's still a little poodle. I mean, you can see it growing back. But I do kind of wonder if the chemo isn't slowing down the fur growth. Grr. You know, I've been on my own almost as long as I can remember. I do recall that I constantly questioned my parents, which is probably what led them to giving up on me altogether. The same intelligence, or belligerence, depending on who you saw me rescued and brought here. It made me interesting, I suppose, but I've only ever been treated as a specimen. You're the first person I've been able to have an actual conversation with. For the longest time, the Archeon's books were my only friends. They were both my loyal companions and my window from which I gazed upon the outer world. That's why I can't stand by and let them be destroyed. Naturally, I would love for my intelligence to be recognized so that I might become a researcher in my own right. But more than anything, I want to protect the Archeon. It worked! It actually worked! The pests are no more, and the tomes look as good as new. Well done! Your method is both effective and safe. We shall waste no time in using it to rid the entire facility of woodworms. As promised, you will no longer be treated as a mere specimen. From now on, you are an apprentice researcher. Grr! Thank heavens the Archeon will be safe once more. And allow me to thank you for everything. I couldn't have done it alone. My first project as an apprentice will be to study how to produce sounds just like your kind do. After, if I want to be a researcher, I need to learn how to speak with people other than you. Imagine if the trolls, by way of Shaggles, had been one of the allied societies in Endwalker. It's good to see Shaggles looking so pleased. Thank you for all you've done for us. Oh, but before you go, could you perhaps tell me what he thinks of me? He calls you a buffoon regularly, or he's rather disparaging. We should tell him. He calls you a buffoon regularly. Is that so? Sorry. But he's too adorable to be angry with. Come, let me pet you. Cease this, you buffoon! I'm no one's pet! No! Come back! And they lived happily ever after? Alright, MSQ time. Stop harassing the new apprentice. Yeah. I mean, he is a little cutie, but... Okay, more sandwich time. So I made two different kinds because we didn't have enough of my favorite lunch meat. So the sandwich I'm eating right now is, I believe it's sliced chicken and then cheese, and then it's on it like hamburger buns, and one bun has Kewpie mayo on it, and then the top bun, actually I think it was the bottom bun because I got them mixed up, but one bun has mayo on it, the other bun has honey mustard on it. And then I'm saving the best for last, in case there was any doubt that I am born and bred Jewish. One of my favorite lunch meats of all time is in fact corned beef. Honey mustard is good, and Kewpie mayo is good. Also, you can barely taste the mayo. It's mostly there for moisture. But yeah, the other sandwiches is corned beef and some Kewpie mayo for moisture, and then garlic mayo. I would have had that one on rye bread if we still had any, but I ate all of the rye bread. Mm-hmm. Exactly, you get it. But no, corned beef on rye, incredible. All right, Alphino, what's up? If we happen to cross paths with Erenville again, I would like to thank him properly. Oh yeah, we're on that quest. Let me switch over to the correct job. There we go. Elise is staring off in the direction Erenville departed, a thoughtful look on her face. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we just heard, none of the gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should head back to Y'shtola and Kryl for the moment. See what they think of this. Oh yeah. Huh. So that's what that hunt looks like when it spawns. Interesting. It never occurred to me that hunts might have, like, spawning animations. Okay, now I'm gonna run away very, very fast. Ooh, fancy. Are we missing someone? Where's Kryl? It's funny how normal the forest seems now. As a toad, it was so much more ominous and threatening. Welcome back. I trust you found Erenville then? We did. And he found us. He's so smart. We should recruit him. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply a confirmation that no one knows much of anything. We should share this with Kryl, then discuss how we'd like to proceed. Assuming we find her back at the farm. She was still behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey them more in distant areas, just in case she decided to wander. I like how Yashtola told us to check someplace very specific, and then the circle is ginormous. Anyway, I believe the flowers were up here.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Hmm?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Minfilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you.
Oh! I know who she's talking
Take the
about.
flower. Walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will. That blue will be your guide.
He must be so mad.
Of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
I mean, we know he's mad.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first. So weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, Imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious. We've done nothing wrong.
Uh-oh.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization. We are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian. A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Yeah, only you guys are allowed to do that, right?
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
I'm the only foreigner here, excuse me?
What then is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Huh?
Graha! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
If you say so. No! Raha, he's a bad rebel!
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse.
If you're gonna do something like sneak into a forbidden area of the library, you should at least make sure that you aren't gonna get caught. Come on, man!
But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
He's an all-powerful mage with the vanish spell. No, I'm not gonna excuse him. He is 325 years old and knows vanish. So how the fuck did he get caught? He should have been able to use vanish on himself.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order. This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work.
By educating ourselves?
They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Hey, what if we're both? We are actually unironically both. Two of our members are also students. Excuse fucking you.
These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
He'd be proud. He'd buy us ice cream.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a Forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policymaking process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore. Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle?
How about share fucking knowledge? Knowledge is power, right? You can at least tell us what you know.
We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
How are you gonna do that when the world gets destroyed, my dude? Because you didn't help when you had the ability to.
Then, but we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuner, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me.
Oh.
So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the Studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, hmm?
Love him.
By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
asylum.
Order! We will have order! Master Montaigne raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences.
It's cute how I think the bigger thing is that like expulsion may have maybe stopped us because like we'd have to be in hiding, but like the Scions have been operating in secret for years up until like what, A Realm Reborn, Heavensward. We're all pros at this. We can just say, yeah, we promise we're not, like, the students have halted their activities in Old Sharlayan. Yep, definitely for real, and then just keep going. What are they gonna do? Spy on us in the...
Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
Spy on us in the annex? What's a shame is that, like, the reality is, though, even if a member of the Forum wanted to help us and tell us what was going on, they literally can't. Thank the gods for Stalark Montaigne. I absolutely loathe arguing in circles. My father may be right, that I am still groping in the dark for answers. Yeah, because he refuses to shed any light. But I need him to know that I would never stop searching. Or I needed him to know that I would never stop searching. I owed that much to Arnvald and myself. You may encounter some raised eyebrows, but do continue to claim to be the students as your sponsor whensoever the need rises. I believe in the guiding principles of the Scions, and I know my grandfather would have as well. I mean, you are a Scion, so also, hang on. I need to write a thing that's bothering me now in my notes. Because why is Hydaelyn talking to us through Trial? Why can't she just communicate with us the way she did in ARR? I would think that would be more... would require less of her power / be less stressful than appearing before us as a disembodied... or as a ghost or possessing someone. Also would have been a cool callback to ARR. There we go. I apologize for the trouble I've caused you. I was pondering the significance of what I had just read as I left the restricted section. I knocked over the security mammoth on my way out. I promise to be more vigilant next time. Damn it, Raha! Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city, and our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that this mysterious study of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the Ethereal Sea. Gee, I wonder what that could be. With our freedoms so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn aught of more of substance here in Sharlayan. Well, cool, because we kind of have a bit of a rescue mission that we need to go on. Nope. Okay. We shall have to think very carefully about how we are to proceed from here. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this study of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? I mean, it looked like they have a spell on them. Survival, come what may. Is Father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family? Alphino? Elise? It is you! When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I am so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Best mom, best mom, best mom. Emilius Levea at your service. And you fine people must be the scions of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Mother, please, we don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches Father that you were here... Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fershino are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come to buy the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go. Visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I am not sure we... Shizune, what do you think? Go spend time with your mom. Shizune? The Shizune Daskar? What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us. Okay. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Shizune, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. And then she was gone, and with her any opportunity to protest. Indeed, the matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. I love her so much. She's the best. I'm sure Alphino thinks nothing wrong of it. He invited classmates over all the time, but I wasn't the most... It was a different time for me, all right? I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I'm glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Shizune? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us to our visit... will you accompany us on our visit home? Of course, this happens right as we get to an ad break. Let us give Elise a push, then, and be on our way. Fine. If we're going, then let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Aw, Elise! Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away, childhood toys. I mean, never mind. The Levier estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on. Okay. We've got an ad break coming up. And then we will proceed. Also, I'm so sorry to anybody using headphones right now if my excitement hurt them. But like, it's Ameliance. Can you blame me? I'm actually gonna start the ad now, just to get it done, and go refill my water and stretch in the meantime. No! Here's the thing, I've tested things out on Discord's end, or not on Discord, on OBS's end, and like, it sounds fine on my end, so I think it might be Twitch. Like, I could be wrong. I may have to do more testing, but... I have potato chip. But yeah, man, my notes for my video essay are already at 1,000 words. Granted, that's because, like, without getting into all the details, because I need some stuff to be a surprise for when the video comes out. But I genuinely think Endwalker should have been 2 expansions. So I may have already plotted out beat for beat what I think they should have actually done with 6.0. I came up with some cool stuff. I'm very pleased with myself. Okay. And we're back from ads. All right. After all we've been through together, 'tis strange to be here with you now. To come full circle and see how much has changed. The Levier estate is in the northern part of Journey's End, just down the stairs from the rostra. Oh, and please don't make a fuss when we get there. It's only a house. Elise, not that you've ever seen it, but I live in an apartment. Also, hey, question. And I may ask this a few other times, but, when 7.3 comes out, apparently they're going to be increasing the housing item limit. Would you guys be interested in me just like dedicating at least part of that stream to updating the decorations in my apartment? Speaking of. As children, Alphino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning over the rail. Damn it. The potato chips are out to get me. Yeah, there was still some potato chip dust in my mouth, I guess. And I inhaled. And apparently some of the potato chip decided to go along for the ride. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying my name. Oh, hang on. I think we may have just gone a part 2 to a conversation. When Alize and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. Oh, no. Hang on. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Oh, I see. I thought maybe Alphino was gonna be like, hey, this reminds me of that time Alize fell into the water, and then Alize's was gonna be her half of the conversation, but no. That is kind of foreshadowing for the fact that, like, Horsino has a bad way of showing it, but it's actually kind of a good dad. He is at least kind of just trying to protect his kids. Hang on, just one moment, guys. I need to literally do some sightseeing. Journey's End. Occupying the eastern side of Old Charlian, the residential district takes its name from the tale of the city's original settlers. History tells that it is upon this hill, alongside a colony of oaks, that the refugees of the Great Flood chose to build their new homes. Oh, so that's why it's called Ox Landing. Okay. Oh, yes. This is where I first practiced magic on an actual person. Huh? Alize had fallen, you see, and scraped her knee quite badly. So I tried casting this simple restorative spell I had only just learned. How she smiled when the wound closed. The joy and relief. That was, I believe, the very moment I chose the healing arts as the main subject of my studies. Oh. You know, it would have been really interesting if, like... I mean, I'm sure they hadn't decided to have this be a thing yet, but if they had had him be a healer, even back in A Realm Reborn. Hang on. There we go. Okay. We used to come here all the time with grandfather. In summer, I would dip my hands and feet in the fountain and splash about. Not Alphino, though. Even back then, he wasn't very fond of playing in water. He'd make any excuse to avoid it. Which would explain how I came to swim like an auk and he sink like a stone. Hello, Mama. And here you are at last. Please do come in.
Welcome home, my lady.
It's just a house, they say.
What? What are you gawping at?
This isn't a house, Elise, it's a mansion. Scion's headquarters must seem squalid indeed.
I'll have you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fortuneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Master Alphino, Mistress Alice, if you would accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scion's coin and other such donations.
We appreciate it.
Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. 'Tis clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Aww.
'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them.
Look, they're Ellison children. I gotta look over them.
Circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
Okay, now I can get the joke in. Look, they're Ellison children. I am an Aura. I need to take advantage of being able to watch over them as long as I can before they hit that growth spurt that you guys are famous for. I am fully aware of the fact that my days are numbered. Let me tell you about, like, everything that happened in the first. I'm sure you'll love hearing about that. Did you know your kids almost died because their souls got ripped out of their bodies? And your daughter witnessed the horrors? Yes!
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect.
I want to cosplay this outfit so badly.
Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
Ha! But no, seriously, I want to cosplay as this and then make the jacket in such a way where I can remove the accessories and use it as like a normal everyday jacket because it's so fucking cute.
Naturally. You are hardly little children anymore.
They weren't little children when you put them in identical outfits in A Realm Reborn.
And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you would allow me, Master Alphino.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless.
How interesting.
Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master. But someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb. May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father, that you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
We will, Mother. I promise.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
Ask for permission, or I'm sorry, ask for forgiveness, not permission. Got it.
Oh, Mother.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
I can promise we'll be able to do 2 of those things. Maybe. Wait, why are your arms killing you? What are you doing? Like, give Mona boops and have a good night and thanks for stopping by. But what do you mean your arms are killing you? Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that tracks. Take a hot bath and an ibuprofen. It helps. Because, like, I was kind of sore the first couple of days after playing Synth Riders. Because, like, I kind of played it 4 days in a row, including Sunday. So, like, after we played on Thursday, on Friday, my arms were sore. And then I played again. And, like, just to, like, troubleshoot some stuff for stream. And then again on Saturday to finish troubleshooting. Oh, hang on. What is this? Why are you beeping at me? Oh, it's raining. I'm under a flood advisory. Okay, but I'm not planning on going outside, and I live on the 3rd floor, so whoop. There we go. Oh no. Yeah, also, so I guess that potentially confirms that the lag you were dealing with in Synth Riders was probably because of your computer then. Potentially. Anyway. And that was that. Only the gods know when we'll be back again. Only the gods and me, who has played through this game before, and therefore knows what's gonna happen. Also, by Emiliance, I'm gonna go get your kids' spoiler tags. And then some more spoiler tags. I'm sure they'll be fine. I promise to bring them back mostly intact and mostly mostly with only slightly more trauma than we left with. Yeah. Do it. But yeah, I'm not gonna keep you if you gotta get to bed. Definitely salon pause helps too with the pain. Words are hard. But also, I'm trying to hint at things that I know are gonna happen in Endwalker, where I know Emilians would be like, oh, that's what's gonna happen? Sorry, my children are not allowed to leave. What do you mean this happens to my kids? Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I, shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. I told her all about how you're super good at carrying firewood now, Alphino, and you can also even doggy paddle now. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us. These gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. Hang on, I'm gonna DM you what I was gonna say, or what I want to say but can't. There we go. Alizé doesn't need new weapons. Keep in mind, he's been using the same book since A Realm Reborn. Also, because of process of elimination, among other MSQ-related things. Oh, I should probably just use the Ethernet, huh? My suspicion is that, I mean, I talked about this in the pantry, but look, Alize also got original clothes. Alphino got a reskin of the job or of the AF gear. I think that evens it out a little. Alize got new clothes. Alphino got a uniform. Also, has anybody else noticed that the only characters whose, like, appearance change hasn't involved reskinned AF gear are the female characters? Glamour-wise, in terms of future stuff that could end up in the cash shop, we female players, or female character players, are eating well. But, like, I want more eye candy involving male characters with original outfits. Anyway. What's up, Kryl? Enjoyed your time with the Oh, wait, no. I wanted to talk to everybody else first, probably. Enjoyed your times with the Leveilleurs, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits to tell the tale. I only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Heidelin is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once we've heard your report from Thavner, we'll be well equipped to plot out our next move. Decline so I can talk to everybody. Don't think for a moment that I'm jealous of Alphino's new weapons. They're far more suited to him than me. We left for Eorzea in matching outfits but our styles, both fashion and fighting, have long since diverged. If anything, I'm proud of the differences between us. See, Ash? Even Alize is cool with it. If I intend to master these sages' armaments, that will mean learning to imbue them with the same ether that I poured into Moonstone and Obsidian. 'Tis sufficient to grasp the essence of such an entity. For me, it will help to think of the Newless as allies in battle. Simply a new form of the energy which went into manifesting my carbuncle companions. I know people joke about him sacrificing his carbuncles for the Newliths, but actually, for us to feel responsible for the schism of House Leveilleur would be to pure hubris. After all, we are merely on the outskirts of what is essentially a family affair. And yet neither can we claim the indifference of strangers. To hear their mother welcome them so warmly was a joy and a relief. As curious as I am to learn the truth of this duty, I wonder what else the Forum is hiding. A calamitous secret whose origin lies in the ethereal sea. Duplicity aside, however, I do not believe Master Fortuno means us ill. Even the harsh words he had for his children stemmed not from anger, I think, but desperation. Okay. Blah, 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 yep. Do you guys still say the same thing? Yep, okay. Oh, of course I could have just talked to them afterwards. Oh well. In the dark of the tower. Ooh, we're heading towards the dungeon. We'll have to open with that tomorrow. Actually. Kryl glances at you with expectant eyes. Since there has been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective roles or locales? Oh, wait, I'm still up. Why am I still oh, because I changed to summoner for, damn it. I changed to summoner for the sightseeing log and forgot to switch back.
Your time in Thavner has certainly been eventful.
That's one way of putting it.
Opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
No shit!
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thavnair.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fudola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Afrit.
And the killing of all the
What does it
prisoners.
tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal. Thus, the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope, and I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Cryo, Yostola, and myself. The remaining scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Arcosodra by a considerable margin.
Are you sure Elfino is in the right group? I say, knowing that they need to leave at least one healer for me.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armament to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rads at Han of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetheryte at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Okay, now let me switch back to Viper, please. Thank you. Man, no new side quests. All right. What about here? Because honestly, I think that's a really good place to actually end the stream. Stream's going to be a little bit short because, you know, but it's probably too late to find people for the dungeon. And that feels like a good ender, right? Plus I do have to get Luca to chemo tomorrow, so I do have to go to bed early. So yeah, let's wrap things up there for tonight. if you haven't already, first of all, thank you everybody so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button. Join the Discord. It's the best place to keep up with what's going on with the channel. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Twitch. For every sub I get on Twitch, I will walk a mile. Right now, we're 4 miles in out of... I think it might technically actually be like 57. But like 53, 57 miles. So yeah. While I'm playing Endwalker, for every sub I get, I will walk a mile. Also, the poll in the Discord just closed today. If I'm at 100 subs at the end of July, I will walk, or, no, it's not a walking thing. If we're at 100 subs at the end of July, we will play Repo together. So I'm sure that'll turn out fine. I'm sure nobody will bully me. I'm sure I won't get scared. I'm sure everything will be a-okay. But yeah, so be sure to subscribe. There's lots of reasons to do it. I also have really cute emotes. It frees you from ads. If you're lucky on Sundays, you might hear my Luca baby boy scream at me while I give him medication and food. But yeah, speaking of Luca, I am still raising money to try and help with vet bills for him. He has cancer. Chemo's expensive. I'm a freelancer. My mom's retired. So, you know, it's a bit stressful financially. I have applied for financial aid, but we gotta wait and see what happens. So yeah, in the meantime, any little bit you can give on coffee helps. There should be an update finally, like a new episode on coffee for the story series that I write for members. So $3 a month to become a coffee biscuit, and that'll get you access to my extended VTuber lore. New episodes should be coming out very, very soon. So yeah. In the meantime, let's find somebody to raid on Twitch. Let's see here. I would prefer to raid somebody who is not as far. Into Final Fantasy XIV, so that we don't accidentally spoil anybody. Oh, here's somebody playing Stormblood. All right. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. Oop. Hang on. Just gotta check something. Okay. Cool. So, we are gonna raid... I believe it's pronounced Newt Automata. They are in Stormblood. So yeah. Until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye-bye.